Other people's eyes, it's a carton of milk. In his eyes, it's the key to escape from prison. Unfold the milk carton. It has a thin film of wax. Remove this film and wash it off. When he goes out, he puts it quietly on the combination lock of the cell door, so that when the guards enter the code, his fingerprints will be on the 4 keys. Remove the film again. The 4 keys are identified. This will give you 24 combinations. The next step is to try the code. But how do you feel the combination lock? He squeezes toilet paper into little balls. He kept squeezing toothpaste into it. He makes many of these, wrapped in a piece of paper. Knead and squeeze. A large sticky ball is ready. While the guards are uncuffing him, you slip it quietly into the lock of the small window, so that even if the guard has locked the window, the lock can be opened with a push. Reach out through the window and try the combination 24 times at the most, and he'd be right in no time. But in order not to be seen by surveillance, he has to know where the guards are beforehand. He's always listening for sounds outside. He could tell by the sound of doors closing and opening. The guards would go out together for a smoke and a chat after sending him back to his cell. They would go out together for a smoke and a chat. So for 7 minutes a day, no one was in the cell. That's the loophole he's looking for. But what happens when you get out of the cell? Don't underestimate Stallone. He knew that all successful jailbreaks, there are 3 elements to a successful escape: familiarity with the pattern, familiarity with the layout, and an outside escort. In the first place, he saw through the pattern, and he knew the layout from the start. When he first entered the prison, he looked around. He found a weak point in the prison. There was one weak point, and that was the fire station next door to the prison. The only problem was that the only place close to it was in a small dark room. So he took it upon himself to do something. Beat up a bad guy until he was seriously injured. He was punished by the prison guards by being put in the dark room. So when he tried out the code, he left the hut. He found the ventilation pipe that led to the fire station. Climbing in, while the guards were neglecting their duties, he had already climbed out through the ventilation pipe next to them, to the fire station, quickly changing into one of the unused fire suits here. It's time for the third element, a pickup. Meet your partner outside. Set off a small car at this point in time. If there's a fire, the fire engine will come out. He will hide under the fire engine. Follow the fire engine to the scene of the incident. He gets out from underneath the car. Everyone is scrambling. No one would notice him. Gets in his partner's car and made it out of jail. That's right. He's not a criminal. He's a master prison escapee, hired by the Federal Bureau of Prisons to test the security. Every maximum security prison in the country. The test was done by being locked up under a false identity and escaping on his own. He tested 15 maximum security prisons in 7 years. None of them had held him. Until this day, he was approached by the CIA. They said there was some mysterious prison. It was for bad guys that no country would take in. The CIA wanted to test the security of the prison, but they didn't even know where it was. It was a very dangerous order, and Stallone said yes. Soon it's get caught day. Before we go, just in case one of his men is still in Stallone's arm, a GPS locator was inserted. As soon as he arrived outside, Stallone was caught. But what he didn't expect, these men were surprisingly violent. First they tasered him, then, as if they knew in advance, they picked the GPS out of his arm with a knife. Finally, they shot a sedative into his neck. They put him in a coma. When he woke up, he sees a warden in a suit. Stallone couldn't take it anymore. He says the order is too violent and he's done with it. He gives the warden an exit code and asks him to let him go. To his surprise, the warden didn't give a damn. He kept him locked up. It turned out that the warden had already talked to a guy. He was in cahoots with a man who wanted to kill Stallone, to keep Stallone here for the rest of his life.